Okay, so this is something on my mind ever since the new era of anime adaptations from other sources, such as manga and Webtoon, are coming out in spring 2020. So I wanted to say which stories I would slightly like to see an anime adaptation about, but I need to cover a bit of the basic notices within the Webtoon app itself on this video. So why not make a video comparing the Webtoon style landscape to YouTube? And see what are some similarities, some differences, and give examples of other not so good webcomic apps. In regards to Webtoon being probably the most simple as YouTube in terms of service, it's almost like small creator, big creator. Almost anyone can publish or you can enjoy the content there. However, it is divided into two different categories, which will probably a little bit easy to distinguish on the YouTube landscape as well. So there are two different categories where you can see how the divide is between each webcomic. One of the categories is originals and the other one is called Canvas. Canvas are the smaller YouTubers that are starting out. Maybe the ones under 100k subscribers, maybe even under 1,000 subscribers, but they have a good portion of views and a good portion of likes. They can also be featured on the front page of the Webtoon banner. Usually it's on the end two banners, that's how you'll kind of see them. How they become known mostly is having to ask for likes and shares more than subscriptions, since being able to share is how they can get their comic out. So the originals are mainly pushed more to the point where it might even become adapted into animation. It's all basically jumping and climbing into what is the most popular to being recognized from outside just the app itself into other forms of medium, such as memes. So where is the comparison other than YouTube and Webtoon are like both creative platforms that anyone can try and succeed or try and probably not upload anymore? Well, there is kind of a difference between them, which I will explain with two other seemingly okay apps, but with their own muddy waters. One of the reasons why Webtoon is more regarded and probably more pushed for is the whole ordeal of being free, as in free to anyone to be able to access it or be able to read it, and if you wanted to read something ahead of time, they were able to put that as a little payment wall. But even though that little payment wall for people to get ahead, it still remains free for the next people that is just going to be updated each week like normally. But what's the issue here? If there's a permanent paywall and you have to unlock each and every episode, and even if it's a completed series, it's still under lockdown? As if holding up for Patreon wasn't enough, as if trying to support them through other means wasn't enough. Of course, the other sites have these implemented, but they have some, and I say some, mature content that is probably understandable. Not only is there a paywall issue, like trying to even buy the stuff to unlock, even though it is still an updating series, and even some that are gated because they are completed and or permanently locked because they are completed and mature. But the idea is that if you're on PC, some of the free episodes or free chapters are only on the mobile app. So that kind of divides the whole idea of if I want to read this story through and through, I'll have to switch between two devices. But what if there was something else? What if there was a membership program? A membership program that could give you the unlimited, unlocked chapters of what you want. Well, sometimes they have that system. At the same time, they give you some freebies for discounts, but they kind of never matter to begin with. So instead, you'll have to resort to other means in order to find the completed or non-completed series. And I don't know about you people, but bars over glows any day. But then again, it's the sacrifice that must be made in order to have black and white versus a nice color sometimes. So why did you have a little gripe about just having either a membership versus no membership? The membership part is usually due to like YouTube Red, where their very good content is able to be unlocked if you paid a certain amount each month, but instead of it being for just your favorite creator, it's for all of the content on that service platform. Wait, there's some free additional stuff maybe. Yeah, but the free surveys and free stuff isn't really enough to help out the actual user that wants to unlock the page and see what's next. So they'll just have to rely on the 7Cs in order for them to actually read the next chapter that is fully translated and or paid for by somebody else in order for them to share it with the rest of the people who aren't financially able to do so. So the small comparison and contrasting aside, I hope this kind of helps out where people can navigate and see why there are some webtoons that are slightly locked but they will be updated each week, and other webtoons that are just free-for-alls, and how the whole system works there in comparison to other places where if you're not financially stable, especially during these times, you can obviously see where to go, probably where to find the 7Cs if you feel more risque about it. And of course, enjoy yourself during this quarantine time so you won't go fully insane. But maybe some people like to go insane, who knows at this point. And thanks for watching.